Hello there, Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I am going to be making a winter card. I wanted to just touch on winter cards with you for the next couple days and share with you some ideas of using stamps just to make wintry cards, not necessarily Christmas cards. So I am using the snow globe shaped card die set from Trinity Stamps. I love their shaped cards. So this one is shaped like a snow globe. Snow globes are the cutest, and so I definitely wanted to use this Sledding Fun gnome stamp set with this die set. They just go so well together. So I'm showing you the dies. There's the card shape itself, and then the layers to go on top to turn it into the snow globe. And there's even like a little house and tree. If you wanted to use that to make a scene, you wouldn't have to add anything else. So next I die cut out that snow globe shape. I'm going to use both of the pieces here. This piece right here, that's the fallout kind of sky piece. I'm going to use that die there that creates a snowy background. But before I do that, I wanted to add a little bit of color to the sky. So I'm using tumbled glass and my blending buddy brush. I have one dedicated to tumbled glass because I use this for the sky a lot. Like when I'm using a cloud stencil, I'll use this color. So I have a blending buddy brush just for this one color, where most of my other blending brushes I have dedicated to a color group, like a blue blending buddy brush, a red blending buddy brush, but this one I have just for tumbled glass. So there, I use the die on top of my ink blended background. Then you can see the white snow coming from the background. Now for the base, I'm using the Trinity Stamps black glossy cardstock, and it looks so good there at the bottom. It's gonna be the perfect color for my little scene. And I'm gonna die cut another one of these snow globes so I can get that round piece again. And then I'll take this little wavy die and use that to create the hill that I need, that snowy little hill for my little sledding gnomes to be sledding down on. And that can go right over the top. It's going to fit in perfectly with my snow globe design there. It's going to fit right inside that shape. All right, I cut out a bunch more of these snow globes from some lightweight chipboard, and then I also pulled out a circle die that matches, and I'm die cutting that from a window sheet. These are the pieces that I'm going to need to turn this into a shaker. So now we just need to put everything together. So first I'm attaching the snowy hill, and then I'm going to put that onto the card base. So I need a guide to do that. So I'm just taking one of those snow globe shapes, taping that down instead of gluing it in place, because I'll need to work on that a little bit more before I can stick it down. But this is going to just give me a guide so I can glue down this kind of sky snowy scene where it needs to be when the card is all said and done. Then I can easily remove that snow globe outline. All right, so now I'm adding the window sheet to the back of this. This one right here is like the cover piece, and so that circle is going to fit perfectly on this window. If you don't have a layering circle die set, I highly recommend the circle layers die sets from Trinity Stamps. They have set A and set B. They're like 1/16 of an inch apart. If you have both of the die sets, you could make any size circle from like 1/4 of an inch to 6 inches. It's amazing. So that's what I used. Okay, so now I'm just gluing on those snow globe shaped pieces and building this up so it's thicker. That way it gives me room for my shaker bits. Then I added the base in that black glossy cardstock, and that just really completes the look because it has those embossed lines in it. For my shaker bits, I'm using this sugar bowl embellishment. It looks like coarse sugar, like exactly like coarse sugar. It's so awesome. So this is going to make really great snow for my wintry scene. Now, tell me how you feel about wintry cards. Do you feel like it looks too Christmassy to make a winter card, or do you like making wintry cards with snowmen and things after Christmas time? I love to know your thoughts about it. Okay, so here I'm using that scrap piece from when I cut the snowy hill to stamp out my sledding gnomes, and then I'm going to color these up. Now, I did color these somewhat Christmassy because I made this back in October when this stamp set was very first released, and I wasn't sure when I was going to get to share this video with you. So you could easily change out the color that you color these hats to make it a little more wintry. Like I love like teal and purple together, add a little pink in there. So you could do that and make this a little less Christmassy in that way, and give it more of that wintry vibe. But here you can see the colors I'm using to color out these little hats. I love coloring the gnomes hats. They're so much fun, and giving them different colors. I love that. And then it's really easy, I feel, because I've colored a lot of gnomes to do their beards just with a little touch of light gray, and you've got it. I think they're really a good image to color. You get a little fun ink blending with the hats, but then keep it simple on the beards. Really good images if you're at kind of a beginner level with alcohol marker coloring. So I suggest them. Give it a try. All right, so then I'm doing green for the other gnome's hat. So you can see these are definitely Christmassy colors, but you could take it in a whole nother direction and make it less Christmassy, and definitely use these for wintertime cards. And I think if you have people who have wintry birthdays, like this could be a really fun image to use for a birthday card for them as well. All right, so then I'm just finishing out the coloring of the hats, and then we'll move on to the beards. I also want to know, do you like seeing my coloring in my videos? Because I am the first one to admit I'm a very simple Copic colorist. I'm not an expert at it. I just love coloring with alcohol markers, so that's what I do. If you like colored pencils, these would be really fun to do with colored pencils as well, especially because there's some small little pieces to these, like the little rope that he's holding and the little parts that hold the sled together. So sometimes it's nice to have a smaller tool like a pencil that can be really sharp, and you can get in there and color those things. I'm softening out the edge of my coloring with my colorless blender and just using that as if it was another color, and move that edge out a little bit and soften it, and it really completes the look. So there they are. They're really cute. And then for their shoes, I'm coming in with some darker grays. So N6 there is my darkest color, and then I'll blend that out with my N4. And if I have enough room, I'll bring in a little bit of N2 to really blend that out. And then we just have the little rope to the sled and the sled itself, and then the rails of the sled. This is like one of those old school sleds. So I'm imagining that the rails of this are metal. Everything we do nowadays is plastic, pretty much, with sledding. You have those like discs and inflatable things and all of that. It has been a long time since we've done any sledding now that my kids are older, but we definitely did a lot of sledding because in my backyard we have a hill, and all the houses on my side of the street all have hills, and there was a point where there were no houses built, and so the kids would sled in the empty lots, and then before we had a fence, you could sled between my house and the neighbor's house and just go so far. So it was really fun. We did a lot of sledding back in the day and I love that. I have a lot of pictures of that. So this would also be a great image for a scrapbook page, which I'm definitely feeling the need or want to get back into creating some scrapbooks. I haven't done it in a while. I've made a few pages here and there that I've added to books, but I really enjoy preserving memories. And I especially like the kind of pocket, like what is that called? Project Life kind of style of creating pages. I've done a lot of that, and I find it so fun just to create a really small element, but I love mixing in their whole scrapbook pages. So I don't know, maybe in the new year I'll set to doing some scrapbooking. There's my gnomes. They're so cute, all colored up. And here's what the shaker looks like now that it's all dry. You can see that snow moving around in there. It's perfect. So I can add my gnomes there, but I really wanted to fill in the scene. So I brought back the stamp set. I'm going to color up the smaller of the two trees there, and that's going to help build the scene. And this tree does not have to be snowy. It could have a little snow on it though, or you can just color it green. So it's kind of versatile that way, that you could use it with other things that you have and build in a little bit of a foresty vibe with this set. I love that when you can mix and match your stamp sets and use them for other things. I love it. All right, so there on this tree there is a little rock and the trunk to consider there, and that also helps give you that more of a scene vibe when you have those other elements in there, and I like that too. All right, so there it is, and this does have a coordinating die to die cut it out, so I'll die cut that out as well, and then I can add that towards the top of the hill and just make this a little bit more of a scene. You could even do the larger tree and kind of stagger the two trees there in the background. That would be cute too. This needs a sentiment, and there is a sentiment in here that says snow much fun, which really lets you use this for any time of the year. I'm going to stamp this and emboss it with white powder on red paper. I love white embossing for my sentiments. Love it. And again, you could change this up and make it less Christmassy by using a different color if you wanted, and that would, you know, give it more of a wintry vibe. But also you can use this set for Christmas. So versatility and more uses for stamp sets are always what I'm looking for when I'm purchasing stamp sets, is, you know, lots of different ways to use it. So I'm going to go ahead and add that on right to the base of my snow globe. And did you notice that the die cuts this into 3 separate words instead of one strip? And I love that, because then you can stack them or you can spread them out. You can arrange them however you like. Okay, so I'm just using some liquid glue to glue this down to the window shade. It sticks really well. I don't have to worry about that popping up, and it's going to stay there. Love that. So there we have it. I felt like there was a little bit of open space at the top, so I'm going to add some holly and berries. Now this is definitely Christmassy. You could add a bow there though. You could add a snowflake at the top with like some gems in the center. That would be really cool too. So you can definitely change this up and make it more wintry. And also just this snow globe alone, you could do so many things with this snow globe. I love snow globes for like any occasion. It doesn't have to be wintry. It doesn't have to be snow. These make just really fun shaker cards for anything you could put inside of it. So I think it's a great die set to have on hand, and you don't even have to make it a shaker card. But you know, I am going to make it a shaker card because they're my favorite. And if you haven't yet, go check out my Facebook group, Shaker Card Addicts. We share all things shaker cards. You can share your shaker cards there or find lots of inspiration. I have added some diamond stickles to the berries to give them a little frosty, wintry vibe. So there is my snow globe shaped card that is a shaker. If you like shaped cards, I've done several this month. So if you've missed those, you can go to my channel and check out my previous videos and see more shaped cards. Trinity Stamps has a lot of dies for that. I will have the things I used linked for you in the description box below. And if you're new to my channel, I have recently added memberships. You can join and get exclusive perks. And I recently have an exclusive video just for my members. So information on joining is in the description box for you below. And I just thank you so much for stopping by. Happy stamping! Bye!